Okay, so here we are. We have two parts of our bee. We're going to pick one of these and we're going to add some detail to it, and we'll pick which head we like a little bit later. But for now, we're going to make some teeth. All right, so to make teeth, I'm going to make a long tube. So I'm going to go to my Sudac tab, box, and subpatch it. I'm going to put symmetry on, and I'm going to zoom out with my period and comma key. So what I want to do is I want to make this a tube. So basically take this box and stretch it nice and long. It's really big, right? These will be the gums, and in order to make them gums, I have to stretch. So in the right hand window, put my cursor right in the middle. Again, I'm in Action Center Selection. I'm going to stretch this narrower like so, and I'm going to stop. Next, I need to split this up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to loop slice this. And this looks a little bit big even for this guy. So I'm going to take these points that are out here, and I'm just going to move them over, make it not such a long loop. And again, we can always size this later. It doesn't matter if it's perfect right now. We'll fix it. All right, so what I want to do is I want to select through this vertically, and I'm going to hit my right arrow to make sure I have this middle area totally selected. Looks good. I'm going to make sure I turn off symmetry. Okay, so turn off symmetry. If you don't, what's going to happen is when you loop slice it, it's going to make holes. I guess it's just a bug. I don't know. So symmetry's off. I'm going to hit L for loop. Looks good. L again, again, again. And then once you have a few slices, what you want to do is you can tap your space bar. And you'll see as I do that here, I get these different areas. Looks pretty good. And what we want to do is we want to take these and we want to move them. All right. So I'm going to take these bottom points and I want to create ridges in my gums. So what I'll do is I'm going to select these top points here and deselect them. Then I'm going to take the ones in the bottom and I'm just going to move them up a little bit like so. And you can see it's creating this gum line. I'm going to put teeth in these in a little bit. So I'm actually going to come through, deselect those, and maybe take these lower points here and move them down. So we want to create some kind of ridges that we'll basically use eventually for our gums. So this looks pretty good here. I think the next thing I'll do is I want to select, so I'm in the right window, and I'm just going to make sure I'm in polygon mode and select just the top of these gums. Looks pretty good. And I'm going to hit smooth shift, click, T to move, and just move this up a little bit. And maybe I'll even just stretch this a little bit wider just to give us some more room to maneuver. All right, so there we go. Make a tube, loop slice it, move the points up or down to create these ridges, and our gum is done. All right, so it looks pretty good. Q, I actually went through here and already had a surface called gum. So remember, if you hit Q and you already have a surface named, it's going to store that color, but you could always rename it. So I'll say gum 2, it doesn't matter. I do want to give it some type of surface. I don't care about color, but that way I can just see the difference between the gum and the teeth. So it looks pretty good. There's my gum. Teeth time, new layer. Gum in the background so I can see it. Sudac tab, box, subpatch, and subdivide. Okay, looks pretty good. It's a ball. So you can make any type of teeth that you want. I'm going to make a couple different teeth here. So I'm going to take this, copy it, and paste it. Control C, new layer, Control V, and put the gum in the background. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make a front tooth. So in the side view, I'm going to stretch this ball kind of flat. And next, I'm going to come down to the bottom and loop slice, or sorry, loop select, lasso select. I have these points or polys highlighted at the bottom. And I'm going to hit H to stretch, and I'm going to stretch this flat. So I'm just kind of pulling down. Again, my action center is set to selection. And you can see I have this shape here. It looks kind of like a chiclet. If you want more geometry, remember you can always loop slice or select in smooth shift. I'm going to select in smooth shift. So select, smooth shift, H to stretch. And just stretch this a little bit flatter. And maybe I'll kind of pull this down just by moving it down, and that looks pretty good. So there's like a real basic tooth there. All right, I might want to maybe take the middle of this, so take those points and just move them forward a little bit. So there we go. I have, you know, a tooth. It's really big. So I'm gonna like size it down and place it kind of where I think it should go in the gums. Again, the gums are in the background, so I can use this as a reference. And it looks pretty good, except, yeah, I think this looks fine. Looks good. There's my tooth. And next what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a couple of these. So I'll just polygon mode, select the whole thing, Control C, Control V to copy it, move it into place. And I'm gonna stretch this one a little bit thicker, I guess. And maybe I'll make it a little smaller. So it's just stretching and looking at the windows to make it look like you want. And again, I'm gonna make these things straight, knowing that I can always bend them a little bit later to curve them. So it looks pretty good. Next, I'm gonna go back. And I'm gonna take this little ball here, and I'm gonna make these my back teeth. And I'm not gonna go too crazy here. I'm just gonna lasso select H to stretch, to kind of stretch this a little bit flatter. But you'll see this is a little bit more round than the other tooth. Of course, you can always go back and add more detail. I'm just trying to keep this really basic and simple for now. So nice basic little back tooth. Looks good. It's too big, so I'll scale it down. And I have my other teeth. You can see there. It's fine. And I'll just put this one here. And maybe I'll stretch it a little bit flat. I don't know, why not? And I'll say that's pretty good. Good enough. I like that tooth, so I will copy it. Go polygon mode, Control C, Control V, T to move it over. It looks pretty good. So you can see now I have 3 different layers with 3 different objects on it. Now my teeth, I should probably get them a different surface or name them a different surface. So I'm going to select a polygon on each, hit the right bracket key, which is Select Connect, and I'm going to go through here and hit Change Surface, and I'll call it Teeth, and pick a color. Again, color doesn't matter. It's just so I know that I actually have given them some type of surface. I'll resurface them later, but there we go. Blue teeth looks pretty good. Okay, so I have some teeth, and I have a gum. Next, I want to take these teeth, and I need to kind of mirror them on the other side, so that's easy enough. I'll just go to the teeth layer, and I'm going to cut them, so you can see they're still here. So select just the teeth. I'm going to cut the teeth. Oops. So I hit Select Connect, and then Control X, cut the teeth. Put them on a layer by themselves, Control V. And then I'm going to go to the Sudac tab or the Multiply tab. Doesn't matter, either one. I'll go Multiply to show you. And I'll hit Mirror X. So you can see basically I mirrored these on the X axis. So now I have a nice set of teeth. I'm going to cut them. I'm going to put them into the gum layer, okay, which is just Control V. So I got teeth. To go ahead and make these look a little bit better and to actually fit into one of these heads, I need to bend them. So I'm going to go ahead, I know my teeth kind of form a U, so I'm going to go to Modify tab. On the left, I'm going to find the word bend, and I'm going to make sure symmetry is on. And then I'm going to click, and I'm going to pull these corners back, and you can see in this window it made kind of like a nice little U. So there we go. I have teeth. Now it looks a little bit like David Letterman with these teeth. They're a little bit spaced, those gaps in there, but that's fine. I mean, if I want to, I can just select those individual teeth. I can always go to Sudac, I can inflate them, right? So you can make them bigger, or you can size them bigger, whatever. If you're not happy with the teeth, you know, tweak them however you want. It's fine. So for right now, I'm just gonna keep mine kind of as is and just say good enough. You, of course, can go back and create whatever teeth that you want. But there we go. Teeth. Done. Next, I mean, we're going to need to put them in a face. So here's my B body. I'm going to scale this down. So I'm just going to hit size and just, whoops. So symmetry's on. And at this point, I don't really need symmetry on anymore. So I'm just going to turn it off. Size it down. T to move. All right. I have my B in the background. All right. You can see there's my mouth. Let me pull these down a little bit. And if you want, you pop it on. You can see, cool. So these teeth will look pretty good if I want to use this body. If I decide I want to use this one, well, then I better scale them down a little bit more. So I'll make a copy of these, paste it, and I'll take it and use our other head here as a reference. So again, it's way too big, so I'll just size these smaller. It's pretty good. Put them in the area where I want the mouth to be, and they'll fit. Again, I'm roughing this out. I'll go back and I will tweak these a little bit later, but for now it looks pretty good. If I want bottom teeth, you know, I can do this a lot of different ways. I'm going to keep this real simple. I'm just going to copy this, paste it on a new layer, hit Y to rotate, and if you hold down Control and click, you'll constrain this to 15 degrees when you click and drag, so you can see rotating 15-degree increments. I basically flipped this 180 degrees. Looks good. I'm going to move these teeth down a little bit. They're big. I'll make them smaller, so I'll go with a bit of an overbite. And looks pretty good there. So let's look at my mouth. Looks pretty good. And then again, obviously you can tweak these. I think they're too big. I might just take the lower teeth and stretch them, so H to stretch, or maybe even just take these top polygons here and just stretch. Remember, when you're at this point, we basically have the form that we want created, so you can kind of have some fun and take some liberties with these. But there we go. Teeth are done. All right, so upper teeth, lower teeth. Will they fit in a face? Sure. Do I like this face yet? No. I'm going to tweak it a little bit, but for now, looks pretty good. We got a head, a mouth, and some teeth.